This is PBA champion Kyle Troop.
Hey y'all, Jacob Ledger here.
Hey guys, Chuck Ritchie here, formerly of Bowl TV.
Hey guys, this is Ryan Schaefer of track staff at Valley Bowling Center in Waverly, New York.
And you're listening to Straight Up 5.
Yo, the boys from Straight Up 5.
I do. Sorry, bud, but you know the deal. Pick it out. Fear the fro, baby.
Welcome to Straight Up 5 with Todd McGill. A hard-hitting, cutting-edge look into the world of bowling. This podcast will not only feature bowling, but we'll give you a raw look into real-life issues. We've had the biggest and brightest stars from the past, future, and present on this show, as we strive to bring you the best the sport of bowling has to offer. So without further delay, let's introduce you to the host of your show, Red Rob Francois, and your featured host, Todd McGill.
Hey guys, welcome back to the technically challenged Rad Rob Francois.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
This is Straight Up 5. I can't even do that right. Look, my camera's all messed up. I'm all disheveled, having technical issues. Drives me nuts. Absolutely drives me nuts. Y'all, I have so little time to get everything I needed to get done in one day. It's rough. I'm struggling lately, but we'll find our groove. Anyways, life update. Second week I'm on Joro. I'm down 5 pounds. I don't know where. Maybe my toes or something. I have no clue where that went. But I don't feel any different. I mean, I do feel a little bit different. I'm definitely less hungry than I was before. For dinner, I literally had a protein drink, which shout out to Premier Protein. Not a sponsor yet, but they should be. And then I had some celery and ranch. So yeah, that's my life now. Then I thought about, like, do I really like celery or do I just like ranch? Like, I love ranch. I just like celery a little bit. But then I think maybe the celery is just a vessel for the ranch. And I said, you know what? Screw the celery. Let's just go right to just eat the ranch. Oh, that's good. Also, Ken's Ranch, not a sponsor, but should be. What am I doing? What night is this? Is this Wednesday? Straight Up 5 with Todd McGill. That's where we are. Okay. All right. Yeah. Let's see who's in the chat. One person. That's Nico. Wants an I do.
I do.
There you go, brother. Good to see you. Yeah, I suck. I had an intro video today that I did after I ate my celery and ranch and one drink, and I forgot to upload it again. So I had to just upload a quick version of our intro. So, yep, it's official. I suck at my job. Nico, it's good to see you, brother. You think after 5 years you learn how to do this? That's a fair point. Can we get an update on your neck? Have you found it yet? Nope, it's not there yet. But hopefully, after 3-4 months of taking these shots and, not wanting to eat ever again, which is so much fun, maybe we'll find my neck. But in any event, let's bring in our featured host. He is the one and only national sales manager of Bowlify. He's a national. I suck. I'm going through a lot right now, guys. The national sales manager for Bowlify. He is the general manager of Gilmore Lanes, the one and only Mr. Todd McGill. Jeez.
What do you say, Rob?
I do.
What's up, Kyle Jr.? Good.
Not much, buddy. You doing okay?
No, I'm not, but it's all right. I'm here.
They make a fat-free ranch, by the way.
Yeah, it's also called flavor-free.
It is pretty rough.
Yeah, it is. It's bad enough I'm eating celery. Now you want me to get fat-free ranch. Hi, Laney.
Back here floating around. Yeah, when they had a people when I first started losing weight, they said, well, because I like sweets. And they said, well, have you ever have a low-fat Twinkie? And it's like, no, and I never will.
Well, yeah, exactly. What's the point, dude?
Why bother?
Just shoot me now. Just get it over with. Hey, question for you.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen an actual PBA 300 ring in person?
I've not. You got one?
I do have one. Well, if my camera.
Very, very nice.
The zoom. There we go.
Yeah, that's cool. Where'd that come from?
So my stepfather, Glenn Hood, was on the Northeastern Regional Tour and shot 300 back in early 90s. So it's got the old PBA logo on it.
That's very, very cool.
Come on. You know what? There we go. December 15th, 1990. That was even earlier than that. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. He sent me a whole bunch of his rings. I got a bunch of ABC 300 rings and stuff like that. So, I mean, yeah, really cool.
Yes. Scott thinks you got it at a pawn shop.
Pawn shop. Is he working tonight?
Well, I'm not there, but yes, he is.
Scott, get back to work, bro. Get back to work. Seriously. Every time. So they used to give out 299 rings, 298 rings. They used to give out 800 series. This is an old American Bowling Congress 300 ring.
I got one of those.
Do you? Yeah. I don't even know if they give out rings. Does the USBC even do that anymore?
One a lifetime.
That's well, with all the honor scores now, right? With the house hacks, yeah, I'm sure they would lose a fortune if they had to give out 300 rings for everybody.
Yeah, it's one a lifetime.
That's crazy. Good old what's his nuts that runs it? Can't remember his name. Chad Murphy.
Chad Murphy, yeah.
He will never be on the show. I promise you, he will never be on the show. One, because he probably wouldn't do it, and two, I'm never going to ask him. So,
that makes it official.
Even if we go through the whole Rolodex of every bowler that's ever lived in this country, that's still here and breathing, I will never, ever, ever invite Chad Murphy on the show. I literally detest him, and sorry if anybody here is friends with him, but that's just my personal opinion. Anyways, please introduce our special guest tonight, Todd.
So, yeah, we've got some local flair here to Cincinnati. Flair. Oh, I should have said local fare to Cincinnati.
Hold on, I got something for that. little Ric Flair for you.
So, yeah, this actually, Scott.
One free, you can purchase it.
Scott, we need some popcorn up here, by the way.
Yeah,
yeah, we have Nancy Fehr, Steve Fehr, and Jeff Fehr, three Cincinnati bowling legends. And Nancy and Steve are not just Cincinnati bowling legends; they're national bowling legends. They're Hall of Famers. Jeff's the local Hall of Famer, and just building his resume day by day. I've known Steve and Nancy since I was growing up watching Steve bowl, and he and Jeff and I have become very good friends. So, Scott, this was actually Scott's idea. I'm not sure.
Wow.
I'm not sure what got into him to bring this up, but it was Scott's idea to speak to the Fehrs and see if we could get them on the show. So, Scott, tip of the hair to you.
Tip of the fro to you.
Tip of the fro. But yeah, we've got Nancy, Steve, and Jeff Fehr.
All right, let's bring him in. Hey, y'all, welcome to the show. Appreciate you being here.
Hi. Hello.
Hey guys.
It was just a little peel back the curtain a little bit. I'm just going to embarrass Jeff here for a second because it's fun. Because it's what I do here. He was having issues getting on, which, look, I've already admitted my own faults. I suck at producing live podcasts, but Jeff was having issues getting on, and all of a sudden Steve and Nancy pop up in the green room, and I threw them on. I'm like, it's so funny you guys got here with no issues, and Jeff was, having like 5 or 6 minutes to try to get on because of his other laptop. But I just thought that was kind of funny. So good to have you all here. Appreciate you taking time out of your night to come on with us. Todd, lead it off, brother.
Well, I was gonna
and then, see,
hammer down.
See, I gave you guys too much credit.
You just broke the camera.
Sorry.
I was gonna ask when you were having trouble getting started there, Rob, if you needed Jeff to call you and help you talk through getting started.
That's fine.
I am IT support for some people in our family, so be happy to help. First of all, I have two things. Number one, I didn't know that we need to bring props onto this show, and secondly, Rob, we're here for you. We're here for you to help you find your groove. So anything we can do, let us know, and we'll help you find your groove.
I appreciate that. That's sweet of you guys. I am really literally struggling in life right now, but it's fine. Todd, how long have you known the Fehr family?
Oh, let's see. I've been bowling since I was about 14 and kind of got around
3 years then. That's okay. That's fair.
Yeah, for a minute. And I mean, I've always looked up to every one of them there. And if there's anybody in Cincinnati that has something bad to say about any of these three, then we probably don't want to associate with them. And I mean, that's just a fact. I mean, Jeff maybe is making some enemies as he's gone growing up. I'm not sure. But definitely Steve and Nancy, there's no question that there's nobody that would have anything bad to say about them. So I've known the Fehr family and been around them for a better part of 40 years, probably. God, I'm old. Here, I'll get rid of Kyle here. Little Kyle's gone. It's getting hot. So,
guys, he's been lighting it up there at the Duke this week. He was fifth yesterday. We got EJ in first after today, and looks like Alex Horton made the cut. So
here we go.
Yeah, he's
sorry.
Right now, I was just watching. I was watching before I came down. He bowled 270, and you can hear every shot. Every shot, you hear all the claps. You can tell he's close to home because they are cheering him on right now.
Yes, he is. That is his hometown. I'm sorry, I was Chase Nadu. I was getting my friends mixed up. He made the cut today. I think he's like third overall. But Alex is bowling tonight to see if he can make the cut. So anyway, sorry, Todd. I just want to throw that out there in case anybody was.
No, you're good.
Was wondering.
I'm actually jumping on my other hotspot here because my we got storms coming through, and I think I'm having some issue with Wi-Fi. So
no, issues with Wi-Fi? That never happens. You've never had
every Wednesday.
Pretty much, yeah. I'm not sure who this is on YouTube, but it says Steve's parents were all class as well. Thank you. That's a very, very sweet of you to say that. And Scott is one of the greatest bowling families in the Cincinnati area. Scott, why are you just limiting it to the Cincinnati area? Why couldn't you just say one of the greatest bowling families? Period. End of story. Full stop. Why? You need to hire a new bartender, bro.
Well, he's the best bartender I have on Wednesday nights. Let's just put it that.
That's fair.
That's the only one.
So, guys, hold on. Sorry, I just tuned in. Is that Dave Newrath or is it Todd McGill?
Ouch.
Easy.
Okay. Anyway, all right, go ahead, Todd. I'm sorry.
Easy now.
It's your show. Go for it.
Rob, if you knew Dave Newrath, you would want to be ready to fight Trip to Six.
Okay, that's fair.
No. Actually, Dave's another local. He's a very colorful guy here from the Cincinnati area that has some pretty big bowling accomplishments as well. And he was a good TV announcer for the local show with the King of TV, and he's very well known around here.
Gotcha.
So, guys, we're going to jump right into this, and I just first of all, thank all three of you for coming on tonight. Camera's moving.
Sorry.
That's okay. So I guess, the first thing is there ever been a moment when all three of you kind of looked around and thought, man, we might have something special here with all three of us in the bowling business when, Don't forget Stacy. We got Stacy too. Dawn's hollering at me in the background. Don't forget Stacy. So I guess Nancy, that's a good.
I'll go first.
Yeah,
Mom, you're more. If you guys want me to go first,
go first.
I'll go. I always knew there was something special because I grew up in the special.
Right.
I mean, as a little kid, it was special growing up my entire life. But I'll let you guys chime in for if and when you thought it was special.
Oh yeah, from young, without a doubt. When I bowled on tour, Jeff, at a very young age, 2, 3, 4 years old, he'd throw a few balls before or after during a PBA event. We'd be out there with Larry Lickstein running the truck and everything. And as young as he was, I knew Jeff was going to get into the bowling at some point. And as a teenager, he was already starting to bowl really, really good. And I know he shot his first 300 at 14 or 15 in league at Western Bowl, which is not the easiest center in our city. And he did it, if I'm not mistaken, bowling with Jack Calhoun, a great bowler from the past. And he did it with, a tremendous, night and finish. I don't know what his final score was, but from then on, Jeff was starting to bowl tournaments, high rollers, and things like that. So definitely knew it was special.
Very cool. I just got to know, when you guys are sitting around the dinner table, who's the most competitive person in the family?
Steve.
Really?
Even
I would have never
today?
thought that one. Okay.
Well,
It always was growing up. He never let us win.
right. That's what I'm talking
And
about.
That's okay.
Which was awesome. I didn't want him to let us win.
Yeah.
And when I finally got to a certain point, whether it was playing ping pong in the basement or bowling on the lanes or playing golf, I knew that I played well because I beat him, because both of them were good at pretty much everything they did. The hand-eye coordination was fantastic. So there was always competition within the family.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Is there still today?
Well, Jeff doesn't bowl where we bowl anymore. So we used to have our trash talking nights in league when he bowled in the same league, because Steve and Stacy and I were on the same team and he was on another team. So there was a lot of trash talking.
Yeah.
when we bowled each other.
Tell the truth about the trash talking. Steve Fehr was not the one.
No.
The other three were doing the
Oh,
trash
Yeah,
talking.
no,
Right.
Steve, you were doing the trash talking.
Dad always taught me.
Yeah.
Dad always taught me to let the ball do the talking.
Yep.
But my mom has no problem trash talking me.
So I was trying to do the math in my head. I'm not even close. How many Eagles do you have in the Fehr family possession? Because it's going to be quite a number.
We'd be a cool 10.
10.
Wow.
Yep.
10 national Eagles, right?
Yes.
That's insane. And Jeff's still plugging away, trying to
6-3-1.
I actually had the pleasure of presenting Jeff with his last Eagle when they won the team event a couple of years back. So that I got to do the presentation. That was very cool. I had an Eagle in my house for a little while, but he was just doing a flyby, and I had to take it over to Steve or to Jeff. But that was a cool presentation. That was a cool day.
Very nice.
I am curious though. Do you guys think winning an Eagle is more significant than winning a PBA national title? Is my personal thinking, and I'll throw it to you guys, is nationals. I mean, you're going against so many different bowlers, for several weeks. Whereas a PBA event, I mean, I'm not going to say anybody can get lucky, but we have seen anybody can get lucky against 60 guys and bring home a PBA title. But to me, beating that many people in nationals, I would consider that kind of more prestigious. But I'll throw it to you, Jeff, first.
All right, and I haven't won at the highest level, and I do consider winning the PBA title the highest level.
Okay.
I do think that's the hardest thing in the sport of bowling to do, because you are bowling against the top competition, and it's in that playing field. And there's other things at the USBC level. I think for me, a USBC title is just below winning a PBA Tour title. So,
okay.
Dad, you have both. Mom, you have both. So I'm interested to hear what you all have to say.
Yeah, I can talk first because, again, I grew up bowling with a group of guys in our league competitions. And we had always talked about how great it would be to win a national USBC, ABC title as a group. And that was always, really, really big to us. And we managed to achieve that in 1982. So to me, that was, really incredible. But then I had just gone on tour about that time and eventually won a couple titles on tour as well. And I look at it as very, very close to almost equal because, first of all, winning on tour, you are beating some of the greatest fields in the sport of bowling. But you're bowling at nationals against potentially 50 to 70,000 bowlers. So the numbers are enormous at nationals. So I've always looked at it as very, very close and also equally rewarding.
Nancy, how do you feel about that?
Well, I was never a professional. I just bowled amateur, but I was fortunate enough to win a doubles title with Kim Adler. I had a great partner. And so, I really didn't bowl that much on tour. I did bowl a few tournaments as an amateur, but all of mine were mainly nationals that I bowled in. I was fortunate enough to get 3 titles in that.
That's awesome.
I'm going to throw one little thing in on top of that. When we won the Gold Rush National doubles bowling title in, I believe it was 1989, Nancy was the second highest average in that entire tournament. I think Justin Romek out-averaged her by a pin a game. And we got to the top seed and we beat Wayne Webb, I think, and it was in his wife as well.
Travis.
But you had Mike Tucker, who had just won the ABC National all events bowling, and the Trani girls, who were great college bowlers of their day, and Pete Weber was in the tournament. So anyway, I'm throwing that in there as another national title that Nancy was very instrumental in us winning. And winning with somebody else in a doubles or in a team, I think is super special because the memories are just unbelievable as opposed to winning something by yourself. And that's why I think winning nationals, especially a team or a doubles is so huge. Carries a lot of weight in my opinion.
Yeah, it absolutely does. I do agree with that. And Nancy, you mentioned Kim Adler. I'm in Tennessee now, where my wife is from, out of Nashville. But originally, I grew up in Connecticut, just Bradley Bowl. So I knew Kim growing up when she was married to Pete Couture when he was the resident pro there at Bradley. And so sad that Pete's not with us anymore. Kim was always nice to me. My mom worked at the bowling alley at the front desk, and both her and Pete were really quality people.
Quality. He was instrumental in kind of pushing me to tour, to be honest.
No kidding. That's cool.
Because I bowled a couple U.S. Opens as an amateur, and he definitely talked to me on the side and said, "You should come out here. You're really good. You have a shot at winning some titles." And he gave a lot of really great power towards me thinking about it when I finally made the push to try tour.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And that's
fond memories of Pete, let me tell you.
Yeah. And like Pete and Steve talking together, that's how Kim and I ended up hooking up to bowl in the ladies. It was probably called the LPBT at the time.
Yeah, I think it was.
Doubles. Yeah.
Well, that's really cool. Like 6 degrees of separation in the bowling world. You never know. Like, right? It's kind of a niche sport, so I mean, it's not that big of a world as baseball and football and all that. So a lot of us do kind of commingle and run into each other. But it is kind of funny whenever we have people on the show to see like what kind of connections that we have. So, and It's a great community. Bowlers are salt of the earth. I mean, your average blue collar individuals, and it's hard to say anything bad about the old pros, and even the current crop we have now. They're really, really good quality people. I can't say much for the house hacks, that like to get on social media and cause trouble in the groups, but the real bowlers are good people.
Those guys don't like to get on there and cause trouble, do they?
Man, I can't even go on some threads anymore, Todd, because it just the sheer idiocy of some people because they average 230 on a house shot and think that they're world beaters. I can go on tour. It drives me nuts.
Yeah, not so much.
And through our friendships and bowling, Steve bowling on tour. So Steve and Pete being friends, that's how I ended up bowling with Kim, and then Kent Wagner and Steve were friends on tour, and then that's how I ended up bowling with Lisa Wagner in nationals for over 20 years in the doubles, and we were fortunate enough to get 2 titles, doubles titles.
Yeah, and there's so many great bowling families. Like we always talk about the Bones on the show, but obviously the Fehr family is bowling royalty as well. I mean, it's just it's hard. I mean, we see it with Barnes, but I mean, to have the genes that y'all have, you guys are both great bowlers and you pass it down to Jeff. It doesn't always translate that way. But it's cool. Were you ever pushing the bowling, Jeff, or you're just around it all the time growing up? Was it just a natural fit for you?
I was around it all the time. They never pushed me to do it. It was never, listen, you need to go down and practice. You haven't bowled this week. Of course, my dad having a pro shop at Western Bowl, that was very convenient for me. I was down there a lot. The Hoinkes were the proprietors at the time of Western Bowl, and there was always an open lane for me with 68 lanes, unless the Hoinke was full, which it was a lot when I was a kid. The house was packed, but yeah, they didn't really need to push me into it. It was something that I wanted to do. Saw mom doing it, saw dad doing it, and it was something that I enjoyed doing. And thankfully, I was pretty decent at it. And it's always fun to do something when you're good at it, right?
For sure.
So this question's for all 3 of you. Actually, I'm going to start with this. Jeff, what's the most important lesson you've learned from each of your parents, whether it's in life or in bowling?
From each of my parents. All right. Well,
they're right over here to your right.
Yeah, yeah, I know. That's a really difficult question because I'm now old. So there's been a lot of life lessons.
Correct, sir, you are old.
But I would say one of the things that my dad always taught me on the lanes, like a lot of young people, I had a bit of a temper, and he instilled in me that listen, you need to control things. You're gonna bowl better when you don't get so upset, and that's something that still to this day, I always you won't see me kicking a rack. I did that when I was younger, but there will not be any racks kicked. I might get upset, but you do that out when where nobody's able to see anymore. So with my mom, I think the biggest thing that she has taught me is just to be so strong and think of things from different perspectives. That's something that, there's always more than one way to look at things, and that's something that I try to be as analytical as I can on the lanes, and try to make sure that I'm doing what's best in my life or on the lanes. So there's always different ways to get after things, or get around things, and you need to be able to look at things from a holistic view in order to be successful.
and you've done it.
And
I mean, you're using those tools.
Feedback. Hi, Todd.
Hey, I'm back. Was that me that dropped or the whole thing?
No, that was you, brother.
just you.
All right. Well, I guess the storms haven't made it over the west side of the city yet. I don't know.
Not yet.
It's because it's starting here. So, is there an accomplishment by each of you that makes the other one more proud? I mean, Jeff, what's the biggest accomplishment of what your dad and mom have done that you're most proud of, and same to the Steve and Nancy for Jeff?
Good question.
Well, for me, I think they were the most wonderful parents that anyone could have, and they were always there, and they were always there to lend a hand or to give me advice, and that's something that I'm trying to pass forward to my kids. You know, they always wanted better for me than what they had growing up, and I want the same for my kids. So that's been the biggest thing for me, is just how great of parents that I have. I literally hit the lottery with the parents that I have.
Same here.
So there's bowling accomplishments that I can talk about, but yeah, it's they're them as parents is the biggest thing for me.
Yeah, and likewise, we're so proud of Jeff, both of us, for how he is as a father, and how he spends so much time with the family and gives them opportunities. And part of the truth to that is Jeff doesn't even bowl leagues anymore, because between he and his wife Patty, they get the kids to different sports functions, whether it's baseball, softball, bowling, whatever it may be. You know, we're super proud of how he's become a great dad and father, as well as some of his Super Bowl and when they won national team a few years ago.
Very proud of him for that.
Yeah.
We were lucky enough to go to that. We don't usually go to all his national tournaments, but we happened to go that year, so it was really awesome to be able to see it.
Yep.
What was your team set that year, Jeff?
We had 3576, I believe, is the
6
number.
or 8.
3586.
Yeah.
So it's the second highest score in the history of the tournament. I know that.
It's nuts.
Yeah. And that year the scores were not insane high. You guys led the
They were not. I think we won by
100.
I think we won by 150.
Yeah,
something like that.
It
was a lot.
Pins. That's a lot. Pretty incredible.
Yeah, I think that we took the lead by close to 200. So it was a big gap between first and second.
Yeah, and you still worry because you know there's so many great teams bowl the tournament. So even right now, this year's scores are quite high, but I guarantee you, other than the doubles is really huge. But I mean, all those scores, I guarantee you, the leaders are thinking, we hope it's enough. Mm-hmm. So you don't know. I mean, people come in, they're hungry, they're focused, and they're all about shot making, and they don't think of a score being a barrier. They just they think, well, somebody shot this, it's attainable.
Yeah.
So I
want to go back, Todd.
Yeah,
Todd, you asked what I'm most proud on. It could be on the lanes as well.
Sure.
So two things that stick out for me. First of all, with my mom, she bowled on the King of TV, 8 months pregnant with me, and shot 289 to win the King of TV that week.
Oh wow!
So that's one of the most memorable things, being able to look back. I always kid her and say it's because you're carrying me. That's why you bowled so well. And then with my dad, I will always remember waiting to get the call in 1994 when he made the Masters show, because it was not live that year. and we were waiting for it to finish and to get that call from Mobile, Alabama. And when he called, I'll always remember him saying, "Will you be mad if I didn't win?" And we all said, "No, we won't be mad." And he said, "Well, don't worry because I won." So that was we were going nuts. So that was an incredible memory that is ingrained in my mind, out of so many good ones that I've been able to witness. But those are two awesome ones.
Yeah, I roomed with Nick Volgasang that week.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I tried to get him to start exercising.
You tried to.
He gave me all kind of crap. I had a thing called the bull worker with me every day in the room, working out and doing my sit-ups, and he would kid me and everything. But at the end of the week, it was pretty special.
I'm sure. Nick, in some way, shape, or form, seems to be brought up on the show. We talked last week when Jason was on, and we brought up a lot of local Cincinnati folks. And of course, the three of you were mentioned, but he said, I can't remember the guy's name. I think he won a couple high rollers. He was pretty good from Cincinnati. And I said, Nick? And he goes, yeah, that's him. He said, does he still bowl? And we kind of talked about Nick a little bit on the show last week. He's actually bowling again and bowling pretty good. Shot 300 a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
So after what he went through, that's pretty crazy.
It sure is.
I think Scott's got a question here. Jeff, what do you consider your first? He put, do you consider that your first doubles win? Oh, I know what he's talking about now.
Absolutely. That is my first doubles win for sure.
Yeah. When your mom won on the King of TV with 8 months pregnant.
Yeah.
There it is. That's where Scott's going.
Absolutely.
And Stephen, Nancy, that's Scott Shorsh. I don't know if you know Scott.
Yes.
That's the one throwing all these zingers at us.
That's pretty funny, actually.
Yeah.
That is pretty funny. Scott's really working hard tonight. He's working at the lanes tonight, but it's obviously not very busy in the bar tonight.
Or he's just watching the show and just nobody's getting a drink right now.
There's probably a line at the window and there's a sign that says you have to wait.
That's hilarious.
So, I mean, we bring this up a lot. What do you think has changed as far as bowling from Steve and Nancy's era to today, to Jeff's era? How much, well, we already know there's a lot of change, but what's the biggest difference from back when you guys were bowling a lot to Jeff bowling today?
Well, the stronger balls, are the start of it, and then revs with it to boot, and then you go into the next level of the two-handers. My God, it's just you just can't believe how the two-handers have just more or less taken over the sport, with the exception of EJ Tackett. Seems to always be unbelievably tough as nails in there in every tournament and everything. And we watched that World Championship and watched Zach Wilkins do his magic and everything and get to the title match and bowl a very good game. And then he 4-9 and still there. EJ, of course, he led the whole tournament and everything. But again, I look at the two-handers. There's so many of them, so great and so fearless. And, it's amazing. But that's the great change that we all see. Sure. People 65 and 70, they're always talking about the no-thumbers, the two-handers.
Well, we lost Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There.
Oh, welcome back, Jeff.
Yeah.
Jeff, go ahead,
back
Nancy.
In the day, we only had to take two balls with us back when we bowled.
Exactly.
Like in the 70s, just a strike ball and a spare ball. That was it.
All the way into the 80s. I mean, when I bowled for the what was the beginning of Team USA in 81, the national championships there, we took one strike ball and one spare ball. I mean, I had, a urethane ball and a plastic ball for spares. That was it. So, I mean, it's just now they carry 30 balls. It's just unbelievable. And go on site on top of it, which you have to.
As many bowling balls as their car can carry.
Yes.
Dude, Nate Garcia, when he bowled the regional here in Smyrna, his entire back of his pickup was full of bowling balls. I think he brought 60-something balls with him and used about 8 of them.
Wow.
I would get confused.
Right? I'm like, which pin is this? Ah, crap. I don't know. Which purple do I want to throw today?
You'd have to label every bag to what each ball does. And I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not surprised. He's probably not the only one.
Well, plus he's not on staff with anybody. He's a free agent, so he can throw whatever he wants.
Yeah, he carries everything with him.
Yep.
What do you think today's bowlers are missing? Jeff, this is a good question for you. What do you think today's bowlers are missing that the previous generation had? I mean, this is for Jeff or Steve, really.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I really think a lot of the young bowlers, because of the conditions that they're bowling on, they didn't really learn how to bowl. They're great, but things just the balls just work. They hook, and especially when you get good at two-handed, they hit so hard, and the speed or one-handers, the speed and revs is incredible. And the balls just hook. And back in the day, you had to learn how to play all over the lane. And today it just seems like you start with urethane, and you get a couple of games with that, and then you move left and you're curving the lane, and there's no in between. And I really feel like the touch and being able to play every angle until you get to the highest level. I mean, when you're bowling on tour, you're an elite bowler. Just below that level, you know how to bowl. But there's so many people that can get really good really quick learning how to bowl. You're able to kind of skip some steps today, in my opinion, because of all the balls too. Like the bowling ball back in the day, everybody had pretty much who could figure out how to throw it the best, or had figure out a trick that worked to combat the conditions that were out there. And today I have 60 bowling balls. Now you have 60 pieces of equipment.
Right.
You do need to know what they do compared to each other, right? So you need to, there's a lot more to it when you have 4 bags of golf clubs sitting there available to you. You have 60 different pieces to be able to hit. You need to know which one to go to. But yeah, there's certainly there are a lot more aspects to the game today because of all the different tools and the lane machines, etc.
Yeah, I agree. Jeff summed that up really, really good in the 70s, 80s, and even early 90s, because most of your pretty good league bowlers and tournament bowlers had very similar equipment, being a plastic ball and then the urethane of the day, and then the very, very beginning of the reactive balls. You counted on accuracy, touch, speed adjustments, and even talking to your teammates about how are the lanes changing and what we have to do here. As Jeff said, today there's so much more equipment and it's so powerful, and you do have to know what all of it does. So, I mean, it's a whole different mindset of the game of bowling today from, when I consider my best era of bowling.
Yeah, should I throw the wine U dot or the yellow dot today? It's like, what are you gonna do? Or let me get my black hammer, my black angle, right? Like it's literally all they had, when I was bowling in the 80s, in the early 80s and mid 80s. All right, my angle or my hammer, right? Like one of my, I didn't have a whole arsenal, which is crazy that, there's so many balls. And I get it. Like, do the balls combat the oil, or was the oil created, the sport patterns to kind of tame down the balls? Like, you know what I mean? Like, did you put the horse before the cart or the cart before the horse? So I don't know, but with the advent of urethane, lane men are just not just advent. Urethane's been around forever. With the re-emergence of urethane, lane men are going crazy because nowadays they don't know how to combat it, right? They don't know how to keep the oil from breaking down the lanes, and the head's burning up. So it's just and I don't want to say the pros don't know how to bowl on it. And you are right, Jeff, to an extent that there's a lot of tricks they don't know about. But watching, Nate Garcia bowl a few weeks ago, he actually talked about doing hand tricks and slowing speed and going faster. And maybe it's because he obviously bowls a kegel, with JJ and everybody else there. I'm sure he's learned a lot more of that. But I will say, from what I've noticed from a lot of other pros, you're right. They don't really know about changing ball speeds or tricking your hand, or just they're not even used to adjusting on the lane. If they like the shape that they like and they don't want to move, they're just going to find a ball that does it, as opposed to making an adjustment on the approach. So anyway, that's my 2 cents, Todd.
I'm going to throw something in that's crazy, and I'm not taking anything away from anybody, but in the last 5 years of professional bowling, and certainly you see it more on the men's tour than the ladies, but you do on the ladies too, is the how important a Brooklyn shot is today, because the lanes get so destroyed, and you can't swing it. So obviously you tug it a little bit, and you see a Brooklyn really being the deciding factor in a lot of games won on TV, and even many titles. And in our day, that wouldn't happen. Again, it's the power of the balls and how much they destroy the front part of the lanes, making the head so dry and the back ends in many cases so tight. And we actually witnessed that a little bit on the ladies' U.S. Open telecast just recently too. But a difficult condition, and Jillian Martin came through. But there was 3 matches that she was really neck and neck, and managed to just bowl good enough to get by and win them all.
Yeah, this guy right here, my hat, Boog, David Kroll. He obviously gets called Brooklyn Boog for his first win in Delaware. But it is what it is. If I win the title, I don't care how I do. I don't care if I throw the ball between my legs, granny style. It's a PBA title, and those that want to pick on him for that are jealous because they can't do it themselves.
Sure. No, everybody wants to throw every ball in the pocket. There's no doubt. Nobody wants to throw a Brooklyn to win, or have a Brooklyn thrown to cost them, because we've all had that happen. I've watched Jeff so many matches in head-to-head competitions in his young life where guys have beaten him with Brooklyns, and I'm sure he's had one too in a spot here or there. But usually you want to throw your best shot. You want it to be in the pocket, and that's the way it is. But it's a part of the game today that I don't think will ever change. I wish it could. I would love to see shot making that gets to the pocket. Be the deciding factor for all top players. They want it as well. So I'm not knocking anybody. I know that's just what the equipment does to the lanes.
Well, if string pins become a permanent thing, we're going to need shot makers, because you got to hit the pocket pretty solid to get anything to carry. So I'm wondering, and Todd, I'll throw that.
I don't think that's an if string pins become a thing. I think it's when string pins become a real thing. I mean, it's already growing. I think it's just it's inevitable as to how quickly everything's transitions over, but it's coming. I mean, that's the future, and that keeps little mom and pop places open. I mean, if string pins were a big thing, Coleraine Bowl might still be standing where it was.
Yep.
I'm not going to say string pins will save Gilmore Lanes, because if the owners heard me say that, they might fire me because they hate string pins. But
I was going to ask you if you guys have had that conversation yet.
It's a hard conversation. I brought it up in passing, but literally passing as I'm running past them the other way.
Well, let me ask you this, and I don't know how much you know about being a lane man or oiling, but if string pins became the norm and you really did need shop makers, would we see more of a change in, say, not using urethane or, changing oil patterns to make it a little bit easier to strike so you don't have your spray and praise anymore? You don't have any messengers anymore. You think that any of that would change?
I don't think so. I mean, you're still going to have your house shot and your league shot where the guys are going to still average what they're averaging on them. I mean, EJ's place is proof of that.
Yeah.
Their league averages really haven't changed much since he's put them in. But it is a big difference. I mean, it was right at first. They struggled at first learning how to get the ball through the pins. That's the main thing. Because if you don't hit flush, you're flat 10 or flat 7. You're gonna leave something.
That's true.
It was Jason brought it up last week when he said the big difference is you don't get that hit through the face where something crumbles, or you don't have the scout going across the lanes. If you go through the nose, you're leaving a split. It's very true how the pins fall.
What about blower 710s? Do you think that would still be a thing?
I don't know. Jeff, have you bowled on string pins at all? Or I know Steve and Nancy got to see them in action at all.
No. I've seen it a couple times on TV, and I thought, I don't love it. But I know a part of it is because of lane mechanics are harder to come by, and especially good ones today. And I heard that's a big part of why they've gone to that. And so it may become a necessary part of, the sport.
It won't be long. We're going to see televised PBA finals on string pins. We're not as far away from it as we think we are. I mean, they've already got some regionals in string pin centers, and I know they started doing testing that a couple of years ago. And like I said, it's going to be a thing.
PBA 50 did a couple of regionals with string pins. Ryan Schaefer had a pretty good review on that. He actually didn't see much of a difference between strings and free falls, other than a couple of wonky shots. But he did emphasize that you need to make your shots and hit solid. I'm wondering on tour, will it really separate the cream of the crop from the rest of the field? Because, if you have a lot of bowlers, especially two-handers, that might, get the revs and miss the pocket, hit light, and they're not going to get those mixers anymore. So they're going to have to really dial in and try to hit the pocket as solid as they can. My worry is that we're going to see the same, 10, 15 people on TV every week.
Yeah, I mean, I think even though I haven't bowled on them yet, I've seen it and I've seen reviews of them. I think that string pins really could be an equalizer for two-handed bowling. Not that I think two-handed bowling is great. I think it's transformed the game, but the carry is incredible. I think that string pins may make EJ even more dominant because he's such a good shot maker, and he goes flush more than anybody that I see. I think that he could even have more of a separation from the top, and he's going to win his 4th player of the year in a row. That's bold, I think, to say, but I mean, he is as good a shot maker as anybody. But I do think that it'll keep guys like Bill O'Neill and Francois Lavoie and the one-handed people that are shot makers. I think it's going to equalize the field a little bit more, where the two-handers aren't going to throw a scout 75% of the time. and you're not going to get the occasional that cave in that the one-handers get way less. So I think it could be an equalizer to the speed and revs at the top of the game for the very best level.
Very well said. That's exactly what I think.
Yeah, I think it's going to bring back more of a touch game from what it was. And if anybody remembers watching Steve had probably the best touch of anybody that I've watched, almost anybody that I've ever watched on tour, especially locally, as far as being a shot maker and the ball coming off his hand like butter every time. And he's taught Jeff the same thing. Jeff's release and getting through the ball and his touch is pretty incredible. Steve, that's something I've always, when I've watched you bowl on TV, whether I watched you bowl in person, your release and your touch was always something that now people stop and watch guys that throw the ball that can hook the lane and throw pins everywhere. When you were bowling, people stopped to watch you because of how clean and how smooth you were going through your approach and letting go of the ball.
And accurate.
Jeff's not
honestly developed his own game just from watching other real good bowlers, including Nancy and myself. I didn't do a ton of teaching to Jeff. I honestly didn't have to, but I was always there to counsel him and give him advice and everything. But Jeff developed the most power of anybody in our family.
Yeah, he hooked it way
own.
more than us.
Yes, yeah, he developed it because the game was going that way. So I have to give him a lot of credit for that. If people think that I taught him how to do that, I wish I had.
Jeff, how long you been bowling? How many years now? Do you remember when you started?
I guess I don't remember when I started. I know that I was out there throwing them when I was 2 or 3. So 40. I'm 45. I just turned 45. So 42-ish years, we'll say.
Okay, so you went through. So you did use. You're saying before Resin came in. How did your game change?
Well, I do. The ball's just hooked way more. I remember getting a the Teal Storm was the first reactive ball that I had. I do remember my Bobcat was the urethane ball that I had when I was I don't know, maybe 10. And the Teal Storm was probably in the 13-year-old range ish.
Yeah.
So they definitely the motion was amazing how much more it hooked, and the pins were flying all over the place. So that was fun. As a young bowler striving to get better, to be able to have the pin action with the reactive balls, it was definitely a game changer.
Yeah, I was 17 around that time when Reactive came out. So I got the Teal Rhino Pro and the Forest Green Quantum, which I still have in my garage in my bag. But man, those balls were, especially the Quantum. The Quantum was next level when it came out. It was like the first ball I'd ever seen over $200. It was $205 in JR's Pro Shop at Bradley Bowl. And I won it in a raffle, which was funny. But I won my first JBT with that ball. Reactive definitely changed the game, especially for me who wasn't a cranker, but allowed me to get a little, a lot more hook on the ball, especially when we put the side weight in, which we can't do anymore. Those resin for me was a game changer. It put at least 20 pins on my average. Steve, were you still competitively bowling when Resin came out?
Oh yes, yep.
How did the boys on tour feel about it?
1990, I think. Didn't reactive balls start right about 90?
Somewhere around there.
89, 90, I think.
Yeah, right.
Excalibur. Yeah.
Yep. You're right. How the boys on tour?
But you weren't bowling. He wasn't bowling on tour. He wasn't bowling on tour still. So he bowled on tour 82 to 85.
Yeah, I remember watching Mark McDowell with the Excalibur, go right through the field, and he's still a great bowler to this day. But I remember that. That's 35 years ago, maybe 36 years ago. But that changed the game without a doubt. Changed the sport.
What did it do for your game?
I'd have to say it probably helped me as well too. To be honest, I liked the era before. I thought I had a better chance competing before that. But the minute you start getting a little bit older, as hard as Nancy and I work on our fitness and training to stay fit and to be able to do things, including bowling and our golf decently, when you get older, things aren't the same. Eventually you don't have the same feel. And there's things you want to do and you say, I know I can do this. I used to be able to do this and I'm not doing it the same. But
Speed's the biggest thing when you get older. You lose your speed.
And the ball speed. Yeah. I'm trying to come out of my shoes these days and I come close to 14 miles an hour and I used to throw 16 miles an hour with ease, and Nancy did too back in the day. So the speed factor today, you need speed.
Have you tried dropping weights?
I've gone down to 15, but I haven't thrown 14 yet.
You haven't thrown 14 yet? Okay. Yeah. I've thrown 16 my entire life. I just turned 50. I'm eligible for the PBA 50 tour, but
look out, PBA 50.
I'm gonna drill my first 15-pound ball here in a couple of weeks. So I'm interested to see what the difference is.
You'll be okay. I fought it for about 3 or 4 years. Every 10 pin I left, those first couple of years, I thought I'd have struck with 16s.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I've been using 16 pounds since I was 10 years old. Right. It's not like maybe it's more of an ego pride thing, but we'll see how it goes. And I do know some pros even throw 14 on occasion. I know some of
the ones that can rev it. I mean, that's the key. Revs and getting the speed to create the angles.
Yeah, 14 will still go through the pins just fine if you throw it right. I mean, that's
100 revs.
I don't even think that's it. I mean, I think 14s go through the pins. I mean, you can overthrow a 14-pound ball and throw it through everything.
Yeah,
and then leave your weak 10s. But I'd dropping down to 15's not going to hurt you at all. And I mean, up until I quit bowling, I had just dropped back to 14, and at that point, I didn't have any trouble getting the ball to go through the pins.
That's good to know.
Of course, I'm left-handed, so the ball automatically goes through the pins on the left side. So
there's like a ramp that just ramps
the
right in there.
Tilt, the natural tilt of a bowling lane helps the ball go through the
I know
pins.
that's wrong.
Every bowling alley is built on a hillside made just for left-handers.
Everyone at Bradley is complaining that the lane guy walled up the left side every single time because Litchie was, Mike Litchie was bowling there, so they always thought Litchie had a in with the lane guy, and that's why it was always walled up. But Litchie just had a natural, unorthodox approach, but one of the smoothest releases you'll ever see. Doesn't matter what he does before the foul line; when he lets go of that ball, he's in rhythm every single time. Even today, kids. I say kid. He's older than me, but. I've known him for my whole life, pretty much.
Yeah.
Him and his dad, good peoples.
Very. Yep. Jeff used to always call him Larry Wickstein.
Larry Wickstein, yeah. I couldn't pronounce my L's when I was a kid. So he still kids me about that. And I remember watching Mike bowling when I got the opportunity to go to some team challenge events with my dad and his team. Mike was always there, and I was amazed at how he was able to do the things in the backswing that he did and still hit the line solid every time. It's incredible. And bowling high rollers, amazing.
He's a guy that if he wanted to could have gone on tour and just killed him, but he obviously didn't, and I'm pretty sure he's happy doing what he did. I mean, he just cleans up on Nebas and stuff like. I mean, he just beats everybody, right? And he's just he's that good of a bowler, just naturally talented. And even his dad said much better than him. But unfortunately, we never saw Mikey on tour. But it is what it is. Todd.
Yeah, Scott just put a question up there again, and he must have been reading my mind because it was next on my list. So
that one or the other one?
That's it. This goes to all three of you, however you'd like to answer. What is one piece of advice that each of you would give to youth bowlers today?
Well, I think it starts with training. I think it's so important. Nancy and I today, we bowled with Jeff's kids. We had a fun match down at the lanes and everything. And they both told me that Dad's trying to get them into exercise and everything. And I'm always telling them how important it is. And I was a small person growing up. And if it weren't for getting into my fitness and everything, I would have never made it as a good bowler. So I think fitness is very, very important because when you feel strong, you become mentally stronger, and that really opens up all doors. It gives you all kinds of confidence. So that's going to be my first tip to any young bowler.
It's perfect. Nancy?
I agree with Steve. I think fitness is really important.
Yeah, just
no, that's fair. I mean,
I'll hop in.
Yeah,
I think having a good coach is extremely important today. I think that coaching has really evolved since even when I was a kid. There's so many good coaches out there. Instead of, I'm not saying don't go buy a new bowling ball, but spend some money, spend some of that money on coaching. That's just as important as getting the next bowling ball. Because if you're practicing the wrong things, you're not going to get any better. So get a coach, get on video, start practicing the right things, and your game's going to improve way faster than buying the new bowling ball that you could get.
No way. If Steve was still running the pro shop, he probably would have cut you off halfway through that sentence.
Do both. Do both.
There you go.
Get a job.
And go to college if you're fortunate enough to go to a college that has a bowling program. What we've seen with the current crop of rookies this year, on tours is amazing, and that's because of the college system that they went through. They're so better prepared now than I think rookies were back in Steve and Nancy's day, because of those programs.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And Steve will tell you, just like we've heard from a lot of the other folks, when you were a rookie on tour, coming out and winning in your first year as a rookie was unheard of. It took you 3 years to get your feet somewhat wet. It's just if you came out and you won a tournament as a rookie, you were going to be rookie of the year. Didn't matter. Or cash a couple times, you were rookie of the year. Now you got 4 rookies that came out and won this season.
Amazing.
In crazy fashion, really. I mean, coming out and running the table on the very first show of the year and beating EJ with a 300 on the very first show of the year.
Mm-hmm.
CW, again, they probably felt like they couldn't have scripted it better than the way this year has gone for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And it certainly has helped. I would imagine it's going to help them in general. But the young crop is just, I don't even know what to say. I mean, Jeff, you see it here locally with some of the kids coming out. But I don't know if it's in the Wheaties that they're serving now, but it's incredible how much more prepared the kids are on the lanes. They learn the surface, how to change surfaces on your bowling ball at the right times. Those are just things that you just don't, it's not something given to you. You learn it, and these kids have embraced it, and they're very good at what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep thinking next year's rookie group is going to be pretty daggone strong too.
Super good. Just to piggyback off of that real quick, just looking at league pounds right now with the qualifying at the Duke, Dio Bernard and Brandon Bonta are 1 and 2, and you got Alex Horton in 5th. So I know Dio's not a rookie, but I mean he's still very, very young. But to have Brandon and Alex who are shooting for rookie of the year and possibly player of the year right now in the last tournament is pretty awesome. That's going to be a really, really tight race to see who it comes down to. Both guys are just
I think the Lucy still counts towards part of that too, doesn't it?
Does it have?
Yeah, there's still the Lucy, and then there's the Lucky Larson in
Lucky
Sweden
Larson,
later in the year. So this is the last regular event on tour. But yeah, I mean if anybody wins Player of the Year besides EJ now that he's won a title, I think it would be a shock.
Yeah,
because he's so far ahead in points and so far ahead in money and so far ahead in average.
And televised finals.
Even though he has the one title.
Yeah, and he's leading his squad as well after today, after this morning. So.
Yeah. Yeah, he was averaging over 230 and nobody else was averaging 220.
That's sick.
It was crazy.
Do you think when Zach left the 4-9 in the 10th frame in that match, EJ just went, phew.
I think
huge sigh of relief.
Sigh of relief, yeah.
Yep.
He's had some bad luck on TV this year.
Yes,
he really has. He's plus 365 after this morning, which is ridiculous.
So, guys, I know we're about an hour and 15 minutes right now. So, what do you hope? And obviously, we know we've got big names around the Cincinnati area. You got the Hoinke name and whatnot. But what do you hope the Fehr name means in the bowling community 50 years from now? Because it's still going to be there. I mean, obviously, the Fehr name is going to have its legacy in Cincinnati no matter what. So what do you hope that means to people 50 years from today?
Nobody's jumping in fast. So for Nancy and I, we always talk about the respect that we always wanted to give to other people and other bowlers. And when we go out now, Nancy's going to be 70. I'm 71 already. We bowl for our respect on the lanes, but we want people to remember us as people that love the game, love to compete, respected other bowlers. I told my son, and this comes from Nancy and me both, more than one time, respect every bowler that you're on the lanes with and against, but just don't fear them. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to give your best shot. To never think that you don't have a chance, but respect somebody that you might not know because they might be coming up and going to shoot a 279 at you. So, and that's scoring, relating, and also going beyond and just thinking that as we try to give back, just through what we look at it is the kindness with all the bowlers that we bowl around. We've made so many great friendships and everything. So we just want people to remember us as being good people. And we know Jeff will carry that on from there, and our daughter as well. And one thing you forgot to mention in the very early, Jeff being a state Hall of Famer. I know you said he's city, but he's won every event in the state championships, so he's a state Hall of Famer as well. And Nancy might have something to add beyond that.
No, good. They'll forget
another
all
life.
about us 50 years from now.
No, they're not. The Fehr name is never going to go away in this town.
I'm not even from the area, and I knew who y'all were before I even met Todd. So yeah, no, it's the real bowlers remember.
Yeah.
Well, and I think the other thing that I'll say is the service in the Cincinnati area that the family put in through the pro shop, and it was mostly my dad in that aspect, but my mom helped out after she retired from Cincinnati Children's for 2 to 3 years before they sold the shop. Maybe it was more, Mom. I don't know if I'm selling you short. I worked for a full year after I came off a tour before I went into the corporate world. But my dad, you had the shop for 38 years?
Yes.
38 years.
Yeah.
And every person that came through the doors were treated the same. Whether you averaged 230 or 130, he was there to help you out as much as he could. Everybody got the same amount of time, and he really was an institution in such a great example for what a pro shop, emphasis on pro, should be everywhere. And I know that I've had other people, Ron Dixon from Florida, he used to come up and bowl the Super Hoinke every year. And he said he opened up a pro shop after coming here, and he modeled it after what Fair Calhoun was in Western Bowl, because he thought it was so awesome, and they did such a good job, and everybody got the same respect coming in that door, and everybody got the same amount of time. That's something that people should remember.
He's not lying. Steve and Nancy and Jeff as well. They're not only are they very well respected, it's because they respect everybody else, and they, they will share that with people as long as they share that with them. And if they don't give the Fehr family respect in our town, then we'll run them out of here. They don't belong. But like I said, I started off the show by saying that there's I don't think there's anybody in the Cincinnati area or as far and wide that we can think that knows who the Fehr family is would ever have anything bad to say about them. And obviously that's something that you guys all should be very proud of.
And it means a lot to us. We wanted to give people that respect, because when you give respect, you usually get it back.
Without question. Speaking of without questions, I am currently now without questions. Rob, have you got anything further?
No, I think we pretty much covered a lot of ground tonight, and I do appreciate all three of you being here and getting to speak with all three of you. Knowing who y'all have been for so long is a real treat for me. So I absolutely appreciate that. Another great bowling family. We've had all the bones on the show, and now we haven't had Sydney on. So we've had all the Fehrs except for your sister, Jeff. So it's kind of what we do here. Huh?
Shout out to Stacy.
There you go. But no, it was really cool to have you guys on. We appreciate all three of you being here for sure.
Yeah.
As much as I just say thanks to Scott for making this happen.
Total pleasure.
Boy, that pained you a little bit to thank Scott, didn't it?
Hurt. That really did hurt.
Jeff, hopefully he's busy and didn't hear you say that.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, appreciate it, Rob. Appreciate it, Todd, and appreciate it, Scott, Mr. X Secretary.
Yep, that's his nickname for Jeff.
That's awesome.
Stacy chiming in. She said thanks.
All right.
That's awesome. All right, guys. Thanks for coming on.
Good seeing you.
Yeah. Take care, guys. Nice to meet y'all, and we'll have you on again at some point.
You bet.
We appreciate it.
We'll see you.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Take care, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Enjoyed it.
Bye.
Awesome. Good show, man. That was don't worry, he heard it. Damn it, I was hoping you wouldn't find out that I gave him a compliment.
Oh, man. He's gonna want to be a guest one of these times.
Thanks, Mr. X. No. You want to have Scott on the show? Seriously?
No.
Okay, good.
It would be comical.
Well, I mean, he would. Who's going to cover him at the bar? So
he could probably do both. I mean, look.
That's true. He's going to ask for Wednesdays off. He'll be like, nope.
No, you got to work, sir.
That was fun, man. That was. You're right. I mean, like classy people, just like the Bones. There's just something about bowling families and legacies and dynasties. Every region pretty much has one. He even recorded it. Well, it's being live streamed, you retard. It's going to be on there anyway. Anyways, but no, I mean, every region seems to have their bowling family, whether it be the Bones in the Northeast or the Fehrs in the it's not really Midwest. Is it the Midwest? Okay.
Yeah, we're in the Midwest.
Midwest-ish. But
hey, Kyle,
I do.
No, it was really fun having them on. It was a pleasure. All great quality people.
There's no question about that. me knowing the Fehr family and being as close as I am with Jeff, quite frankly, if you're that person, they make you a better person by being around them. They're that good of people.
Just literally salt of the earth.
Yeah.
I love it. That was, again, that was a real treat for me. Hearing the names, and not knowing all the accomplishments, but just knowing who they were. And then you sent me all their accomplishments this week, and I was like, holy cow.
Yeah,
like
10 Eagles in the family.
10 freaking Eagles, dude. Numerous state, titles and national, local. They've won on literally every single level, and on tour. So, I mean, that's how many people. The Bones can't say that. Not every Bone yet has won a PBA title. So that might be the first family of bowling.
PBA titles and national USBC, ABC national titles. That's just it's fun.
Yeah, it is. Scott says I can't be on the show. I don't have enough time to wait for the show to start each week. Oh, all right. You know what? I take back what I said earlier.
Yep.
This week's Imbecile of the Week.
Best part of the show now.
No, I don't have one this week. Again, it's just such
Scott
a cool,
just made it himself.
Such a good vibe. I don't want to spoil the party, but no, Scott, you're the Imbecile of the Week. Congratulations. You're in an esteemed club. Speaking of Imbeciles of the Week, former Imbecile of the Week, Dan Young, who Belmo affectionately calls Stan, is at the Duke this week and put the little hex on Belmo, who shot like negative 190 or worse, I think.
He had an entire block that he did not bowl a 200 game.
Isn't that crazy?
I don't know it's had to have happened in his career. It's had to. But I don't know.
I'd love to find that out. If there's any statisticians that ever watch the show, drop it in the comments on this video. That's I might have to try to research that. That is crazy. He could probably count on one hand at least, or maybe even 3 fingers. How many times that's happened to him? It is disgusting. But I blame Dan Young for doing that because he still calls him Blomo. So I don't know. He just hates Belmo. But
Blomo and Stan.
Stan and I have become really good friends since I had him as the Imbecile of the Week, which he accepted. He didn't care. He's the first one to be named that and still participate in our show.
Hey, as you say, it's a badge of honor. Wear it proud.
Wear it proudly. It is a badge of honor. We have a very, very exciting announcement for what's coming up next week.
When are we going to drop that, Rob?
I think I'm going to let him know right now.
I think that's a great idea.
I don't want to make you guys wait any longer. Next week for episode 200, a milestone 200 episodes for the show, we have one of the greatest bowlers of all time, past, present, and future.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Not Todd. Employees are not allowed anymore. So definitely a Hall of Famer. First ballot, without a doubt. Not in there yet, but he will be. He is a curtain bowler on tour, and he's had a little bit of success.
Yeah, a little bit.
He's the reigning player of the year, EJ Tackett, soon to be 4-time PBA bowler of the year. We'll be on next week, 8 p.m. Eastern, our normal regular time. Todd made this happen, and I'm super, super grateful for that. EJ does not do a lot of interviews, by the way. So really, really looking forward to have EJ on the show. I am super, super pumped for this, and I can't thank you enough, Todd, for making that happen. We had Robert Smith on episode 100, and then Belmo, who sent a congratulations video on episode 100, said, "What do I got to do to be on the show?" So he was episode 101, but that's no disrespect to Maximum Bob, who I love and very, very much, very, very dearly. But we had to really, hit it big with getting EJ. And no, I will not keep him waiting because of tech issues. I promise you, I'm going to be working on it this weekend because he's won a lot of titles. So it's going to be a lengthy intro video for EJ. But
yeah, I think I'm probably going to take a vacation day Wednesday and get my hair done.
Get my hair did.
My hair did. Oh, there, get my hair gone.
But yeah, man, I'm psyched. I'm super, super, super psyched. That's a big deal. He's literally the walking goat right now.
He is the walking goat, and there's not a bowling podcast or a show or anything that you could watch, listen to, rewatch that does not mention that man's name somewhere in the last 10 years. So, and we get to chat with him. I mean, Scott and I have met him several times. He's come to bowl my tournaments before, and you will be able to sit and have this conversation just like we are talking right now.
We went up there.
Yeah, we've been to his bowling center a couple of times. You're going to enjoy yourself next week.
I am. I'm super excited. He may have another title if he wins the Duke this week too. So that'll definitely cement him winning Player of the Year again for a record 4th time in a row. Kind of reminds me of Jimmy Johnson when he won 7 NASCAR titles in a row, right? Like,
yeah,
it's probably something that we'll never ever see again. I mean, we're literally witnessing history, especially the year that he's had, unfortunately, on TV before he won the world championship, but it's been so freaking consistent. And it's Scott says you need to break out your Bowler Journal cover picture.
I'll have to send that to you. When we were at the center, when we were at the center up there in EJ's pro shop, he's got, and I can't remember what I'll have to find it and send it to you. But I put myself in front of the big blown up Bowler's Journal cover of EJ on it and made myself instead of EJ. So it was me, and it was basically, you have to come through me. And
right.
I'll find that picture and I'll send it to you, Rob, because it's great. So we'll have to cue it up on the show next week at some point.
Absolutely. That's amazing.
It was my profile picture on Facebook for about 6 months because it was just so hilarious.
That's so cool. And then you and Kyle Troop are promoting a charity tournament, correct? In November?
November 14th in Louisville, Kentucky.
Louisville.
Dawn just said Louisville.
Louisville.
Scott's going to spell it for us on here, I'm sure, any second.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's at Kingpin Lanes in Louisville, Kentucky, 10 a.m. on a Saturday, and we're expecting to have a full field of 250 bowlers. It will probably be a sold-out field of 250 bowlers 2 months in advance of this.
That's crazy.
So if you're going, don't wait. You can give it to me or Scott or Dawn or get it to Kyle, however you want to, your deposit or pay for your full entry. There are guys that are putting together groups of 30 or 40 or 50 people. And my goal, there it is.
Louisville. Yeah, that's exactly it.
There it is.
He's such a dick.
That's why we get along.
EJ is the first player to win a tournament 4 years in a row after Saturday. First player to win a tournament 4 years in a row. I wasn't aware of that. Wow. Huh. Thanks, Nico. That's my resident statistician for so long now. He's always on that. So, anyways, yeah, back to the tournament.
Yeah.
I hope to be there as well. I've told my wife about it. We'll probably make a weekend trip out of it. They can go tool around Louisville, while I help you guys out at the center.
Hey, we'll have some fun no matter what. We would love to have you there. And it's for a great cause. It's literally 100% charity. And we do this with them. We're proud to be partnered with them now for the 3rd year with Kyle and Bree and their whole team, because they have a whole team. It takes a big team to put this thing on.
They do a great job.
Yeah, they do an amazing job with it, and again, we're proud to be part of it. And we've got a goal this year, and I don't know if it's. I don't want to say it until I talk to Kyle, but I would imagine we're trying to push for $25,000 this year in a one-day event with some of the really cool stuff. So if anybody out there has some cool memorabilia they would like to throw our way for it, we'll put it out there as far as different things for auction, silent auctions and whatnot to raise money. every penny they make, they take Kyle and Bree go shopping, and they buy Christmas gifts for kids that normally may not have Christmas at all. And that's what this is 100% for. And that's what it doesn't get any better than that. I am not going to take Rob to a Popeyes in Louisville, but he does love that chicken at Popeyes.
I do. I do. I love me that chicken. No, there's plenty. I'm sure there's way better places to eat in Louisville than a Popeyes. So, which I'm definitely gonna have to check that out. Talked to John Janowitz lately, or yesterday.
I saw that.
He was doing. His thumbs or his fingers doing better. He's about 6 weeks in. He's supposed to be back in the lanes by now, so he's looking to start throwing this weekend. And he's got a few balls he's going to drill up to have different pitches to see if that relieves any pressure off his fingers. But he plans to be back at the PBA 50 in Akron. So looking forward to seeing JJ back on the lanes. And talked to Tim Mack this morning. He's been going through a lot of stuff with his knee and several infections because of it, multiple surgeries. That's why we see Schlem a lot on TV this year, because old Timmy couldn't be on there. So shout out to Chris Schlemmer as well for kind of stepping up and being the main ball rep on TV.
So Schlem was I got to meet him last year at Kyle's thing. He was the MC of the entire thing that day.
Oh, cool. He's awesome.
And I had never met him until last year at that event. And man, what a great time we had. I had just talking to him. He's such a great dude.
Yes, he is.
I knew who he was, but never met him. So I'm glad I have, and looking forward to hopefully seeing him again this year in November. You never know who you're going to see walking through that crowd.
Yeah, exactly. I'm looking forward to that as well. But
I'm sorry. Take a look at your phone real quick. I sent you a text.
Okay. All right. Okay, hold on. Let me.
How great is that?
That is great. Hold on. I want to give the tease for next week. Let me upload that. But get back to Tim Mack. He's still struggling, but hopefully he said he's trying to get better. But I'm going to Indy July 4th weekend, so he said if he's around, we'll go get lunch together, and it'd be good to see him in person. He's been on the show several times, but I haven't met him face to face. But man, you want to talk about an ambassador for bowling, Tim Mack. Everything he's doing, especially for the international game.
Yeah,
Tim is just he's a workhorse, man. He's been one of the driving forces behind Storm Bowling, and for a long time.
Yeah, when I met him at in Maine, Portland, Maine, for the goodness, my brain, it must be overtime right now.
PBA League.
PBA League, and he was coaching the Lumberjacks, and just watching him coach the guys and how he was with them. I literally walked up to him just to introduce myself and say, thanks. This is really cool to watch. And if I was ever a coach for guys like this, I would be like you, And we had talking for an hour and a half. I mean, he would never ever remember who I am, but he talked to me like we were best friends, and he was just
And then when they won,
when they won, I was out there on the approach with him. I got a picture with Tim hugging him, and
that's cool.
Right next to the trophy. It was just cool stuff.
That's really cool.
Yeah, he's a first class individual for sure.
Oh, absolutely. I love T Mac.
There it is.
Oh my word, Todd. That's Bolero. Oh no, Bowler. It looks like Bolero. Bowler.
It HQ. Does. No, it's Bowler HQ.
Bolero. That's even funnier actually. That I can't read, but
no, that's okay.
Polar H. I'm an idiot.
Polar HQ.
Polar HQ.
But no, that was when we saw that, and I looked at Dawn and Scott, and I said, I need a chair. So I literally, because it was high enough up on the wall, so I'm standing on a chair to pose in front of
that. I love it, dude. That's awesome. That's
you gotta have fun. That looks real, doesn't it? Yeah, Laney said that looks real. It looks like I really was on Bowler's Journal's cover.
I really thought for sure you were going to be on it, but I wasn't expecting that at all.
No.
That's good stuff. Well, all right, guys. Hope you appreciated this episode we gave to you. Thanks to Scott for getting the Fehr family on the show. And it was such a treat to talk to them. And I'd love to have them on again because there's so much more we can get into.
Oh, my goodness. Without question, yeah.
Absolutely. There's a lot of stories to be told. So we got the questions and answers out of the way. Next time I want to hear some I want to spill the tea. I want to hear some stories. So we'll definitely have them on again. And as we mentioned, next week for episode 200, we have the one and only reigning player of the year, EJ Tackett, coming on the show. PBA megastar. That's the way I had to put it because he literally is a megastar.
Never heard of her.
Never heard of her. So he will be on next week for our special edition of episode 200. So, all right, guys, for Todd McGill and Laney McGill, I'm Rad Rob. We'll see you guys next week. We appreciate all your support. And God, Scott, thank you.
Just the answer is no. Oh no, you did it.
Thank you to Scott for bringing on the Fehr family. That's the last time I'm going to say it. So, Todd, appreciate you always. And
sure thing.
We'll see you guys next week. Take care, y'all.
Bye.
Thanks for watching Straight Up 5 with Todd McGill. You can follow the show on X at Straight Up 5 Pod. You can follow Todd on X at TMT Bowling. And you can follow Rad Rob on X at Rad Rob Entertainment. Follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at Straight Up 5 Podcast. We'd love to hear from you. You can email us with comments, questions, or suggestions at straightup5podcast@gmail.com. We'll see you next time for another edition of Straight Up 5 with Todd McGill, right here on the Rad Rob Radio Network.